Do you think or do you know that you're ready? Because I just hit record. And so it doesn't matter what you think, well, on this or any other topic, frankly. I just said topic. It's trying to be a button called said topic.
If you must know, I only think I'm ready.
Well, I know you're not. Hey guys, welcome to Cold Hands, Warm Hearts, the agendaless edition, because the circus is always more fun when there's not a safety net under the trapeze. What are we going to do without an agenda?
Be honest, we have one. You just don't have a copy.
Guys, Ashley showed up. First off, she texted me, headed your way, and then it took 40 minutes to get here. I was unaware. I was unaware that she moved addresses.
I had to get gas.
I never have to get gas. I've already got it. Hey guys, welcome to Cold Hands, Warm Hearts. I was gonna. I love that you knew where it was going.
You love a rhyme.
Something. Butt toots. See that? Switched it up. Okay. Kidding, farts.
Would you like to finish your intro?
Nope, that was it.
Okay.
That was
What's your name?
It's quite literal. Oh, I'm Brandon Birdwell. I'm one half the Cold Hands, Warm Hearts podcasting duo. See, listen, even I'm just even I feel all a Twitter. I feel all just disheveled and bedraggled. Is that your word? Yes.
Is that your word as you look into my face?
Mm-hmm.
I am bedraggled. Hi guys, I'm Ashley Engle. I'm the other half. Welcome.
Ashley showed up, guys, and she came storming in as she does.
God,
and she said,
you overstate it every time.
But
None
she
of
came
this
in,
is true, guys.
She came in.
Okay.
And she immediately, it took her so long to get prepared. I had to go pee twice. In the time that it took her to write the agenda that I don't even have, I've been waiting on her.
So, guys, throughout the week, I work on the agenda, okay? I keep it in my notes app, and as things strike me as funny, as things strike me as something that Brandon might, spin out on a little bit.
What?
Right. You don't say. I write them down in my notes app. I type them down. And so I have that in front of me, but I did not provide Brandon with a copy,
Nope.
which should not be a problem.
It's not.
Because he doesn't look at it anyway.
I don't.
He's given me a real hard time. But
honestly, I think I want an agenda so that I cannot look at it.
I know.
I feel
out of spite.
I feel out of sorts because I wasn't able to start off spitefully.
I didn't even send one to producer. Hey, man.
You son of a gun.
Hey, the groundhog saw his shadow.
Punxsutawney Phil.
Yep.
Punxsutawney Phil. We celebrate in this house because my extended in-law family is from Punxsutawney.
Your wife grew up there.
She did. When you walk around downtown, it's true that all of the trash cans are groundhogs with their mouths open. So you're throwing your refuse into Groundhog Phil's mouth. He resides.
Your half consumed cappuccino.
He resides in the library, in the local library.
Does he really?
He does that. Well, he can't hang out in that little wooden box all year. That would be animal cruelty.
It's too cold.
And apparently, I did not know this, but it's a real big deal in that town to be one of those top hat guys that pulls him out of the box.
I watched it this year.
Did you?
Not live. I watched the thing after the fact.
So did everybody else. That's not...
Okay, you know what? I have not done that since I was a child. I think it's noteworthy.
Well, I mean, I literally just told you that it is a holiday.
How are those guys chosen? Is it a lineage?
It is. What they do
Royalty?
is it's a fight club.
Oh.
It's a fight club.
In the basement of the library.
Yeah, what they do is they gather all of the prominent local gents.
No ladies?
Attorneys, podiatrists.
Hey, wait, hold up.
What?
Only gents can talk to Phil?
Have you ever seen a woman handle a groundhog?
I haven't. Let's go.
It's ridiculous.
Okay. I think we need to ask some questions here.
Well, listen,
Why not?
it's like a society, and what they do is they gather up all of the local prominent businessmen,
Yes.
and they send them to the basement of the library, and then Groundhog Phil watches them fight.
And selects the winner.
What they do is they hang a top hat from the ceiling and put a ladder under it, and whoever can get to the top hat first without the ladder getting kicked out from under them. It's like a pro wrestling ladder match, but for a top hat.
Wow.
Yeah.
And nobody knows that because that ceremony takes place in the summer. So there are plenty
Right.
of time for the injuries to heal.
Yes.
You've never seen a top hat guy with a sling or like a head wound bandaged up.
Well, it's covered with a top hat.
Well, maybe so. But this ceremony takes place in June.
So a producer just Googled groundhog top hat guys.
Okay.
And it says, meet the inner circle that runs Groundhog Day. They've been holding the ceremony in Gobbler's Knob every year since 1887. That's right, woodchuck chuckers. It's Groundhog Day. I didn't make that up. That's in the article. Yeah, it's too long.
Why is it called Gobbler's Knob?
I don't know, but
You've been there.
I have. It's a tree stump and then an area, and everyone gathers
And a knob.
and they hang around. And it's like, it's not even a separate town. It's like just on the outskirts of Punxsutawney. Mm-hmm. It's right
It's not
there.
the town square because they make you think that in the movie.
They lie. They do. They lie.
Oh.
Most of it wasn't even shot in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania.
No way.
Little known fact.
I feel deceived.
You are deceived.
We watched it on Groundhog Day.
Yeah, so did we.
It's one of our favorite movies. Our kids love it.
They like it?
They love it. They love it.
Well, I mean, it's a classic.
It really is. It's one that I can watch.
Can you imagine that movie with anybody other than Bill Murray?
Absolutely not.
Right? It would be worst. It would be the worst.
It would be not great.
Yeah. And ladies and gentlemen, hot takes with Ashley Engle.
Thanks, everybody.
This movie is bad. This script isn't good. See, we need you reviewing.
I just really feel like it's special and noteworthy that you have visited Punxsy
I have.
and your wife is from there.
I have. I saw everything. I saw Nick's, the local hot dog shop.
Uh-huh.
I bought a shirt at a Goodwill.
Yes.
I did. I went to the library. I went downtown. I went uptown. They're the same. And and we went back to the Lindsay's grandmother's house, Grandma Trish. Hi, Grandma Trish, because
Grandma
we know
Trish.
you listen. And she fed me obscene amounts of food, and then
I bet it was delicious.
it was amazing. Like, it was amazing.
Yeah.
And then what you do is, when you're there,
Okay.
you eat the food, and then the conversation needs to change locales. She goes, let's get some coffee and go sit in the room. So you stand up and you walk to the living room and you sit down with some coffee, and you just take the conversation from room to room. But I love that we're going to go get some coffee and sit in the room.
Sit in the room.
And that's what you do there. It's great.
It's akin to the parlor
It is.
of old.
Of old. The parlors of old.
The parlors of old.
The Punxsutawney parlors of old.
I love
Where
that.
one may consume coffee and discuss the orders of the day.
I love it.
Yeah, this is great.
But he saw a shadow, which means we have 6 more weeks of winter.
He always sees his shadow.
When does he not?
1974.
Was that the last
It
time?
was a time.
Okay.
And you know what happened that year.
I do think I remember as a child doing some kind of a craft. You know, we would do a craft based on what what he saw. You know, we would do a
It's
winter craft.
It's a shadow.
A shadow.
You just make a shadow.
Right. But we would do like a winter craft, you know, and I do recall making a spring craft, like a basket of flowers out of construction paper or something. So I do know he has.
It's
had a
happened.
year.
It's happened. It's happened, Phil. But just mix it in. Mix it in every now and again.
Please.
Quit. What do they say? What do they say? Throwing shade.
Quit throwing shade.
Quit throwing shade, you G-hog.
What do the kids say?
What are the youths saying? I watched a video that Michael Trepanier showed me yesterday.
Hi, Michael.
And it was a Gen Z breakup being acted out by 2 adults. Have you seen it?
I saw that. It was awful.
I understood all of it.
Same.
My favorite is when
I was ashamed, but also proud.
my favorite is when they totally. It's my warm heart when they say
Spoiler.
when she says don't be cheugy.
Yeah.
Cheugy's what like we are.
We're cheugy.
We're cheugy.
Oh, I'm the cheugiest.
Dude, don't be so cheugy. For real,
And I'm
cuh.
fine with it.
Nar, cuh. Wheels up, king. Deuces, queen. Listen.
On giggity.
That's what I'm saying. That's on God, on me, on God. Wheels up, king.
Listen.
Rizzy, wheels up, king.
And it's true. I had the exact same conversation via text with my friends. I said, I am both ashamed and smug that I understand every word of this.
Well, because it's like if you walk into a place and a couple Gen Zers think they're speaking a language you don't understand, and you go, hey,
Yeah.
youths.
Hey, youths.
I know.
I get it.
I know what wheels up, king means. I know what Rizzy Cheugy means. Yeah.
I know I'm cheugy. I wear it as a badge of honor.
Yeah.
I will part my hair on the side and I will wear skinny jeans and you can deal with it.
Hey, do you want to know if I care if I'm cheugy? Nar, cuh. It was, I watched it.
On me.
And the whole time I was like, okay, got it.
Got it.
Yeah. Got it. And it, again, semi-proud of myself.
Samesies. But that was gross. I will say.
Sure, gross.
Okay, and I know we have a Gen Z listener.
We have one. Do you know something? Can I tell you something that is real wild?
Please.
We have skewed younger in our listenership
Stop
than we did before.
Stop it. This is the best day of my life.
Yeah, I know. You just got de-chuged. You with Cheugin and now you're Nougat. You're like a Snickers. You're full of nougat.
I'll be a Snickers.
So look at this. We skew heavy on the females. I assume it's because of our wholesome content and my deep, luscious voice.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I don't walk into a Walmart and go, hey,
everybody.
and then everyone goes, this guy, all the citrus, and then they throw me limes. Because I'm a little bit tart.
Little okay.
I don't know.
Listen, a little juicy.
I'm just kidding. We skew.
Sour.
I'm looking here. We skew primarily female.
Okay.
But we used to skew 30.
Hey girls, hey.
Hey girls, hey. Hey, what's up, my Cheuginators? How we Cheugin?
Hey queens.
No, but look how less cheugy we are than we were before. We used to skew 35 to 44, which
Hey.
I get it.
I get it. Makes sense.
But we've jumped. 44% of our listeners, 23 to 27. Wheels up, king. On me.
Bussin'. What?
And,
my face hurts from smiling so big.
Listen,
oh my gosh.
I'm just saying, I don't want to say that this is the tipping point at which we become the hippest podcast in the world.
Like I'm tearing up.
Well, you should be because because 23 to 27-year-olds in the Cayman Islands are really listening right now.
The Cayman Islands?
Listen, our list has grown. We're doing all right in Morocco,
But
Italy,
bonjour.
Algeria,
Bonjour, no. I don't know.
India, but that's just because Jeff was just there.
Jeff just got
Slovakia, Netherlands. I'm just saying.
Hi to all of our international listeners. Welcome.
A United Nations of 23 to 27-year-olds we've got going here.
Wow.
So what I'm saying is, you guys in that 34 to 44 range, get it together.
Step it up, moms and dads.
Represent for our age bracket.
We need it.
We need a lot.
We really do.
We need a lot of stuff.
Listen, that was
Isn't that great?
very affirming.
Yes.
Encouraging.
Yes.
Exciting.
Excelsior.
Energizing.
I feel energetic. And listen, here's the thing. Tell me what that did for your mind platter.
Rejuvenated it.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I wanted you to know those numbers because it was a surprise to me.
I am shocked.
Yeah.
But I am excited about it.
Keep it up. Share it with your compadres.
Please share.
Anyway, back to you.
What you been doing this week or weekend?
It's been busy this week. Like work busy.
Yeah. We had more school closings last week.
Yes, we did.
And it was weird.
On Groundhog's Day, there was one.
And we were surprised that he saw Granted, we're in Oklahoma and he's in Pennsylvania. Punxsutawney, as they say. So but whatever. Anyway, I agree with you. It has been busy.
Been very busy.
It has been. As you say, Jeff just returned from India.
He did.
He was in Delhi.
Yes, he was.
For a long time. And he brought home a bag of spices delightful,
and a pocket
delectable.
full of beef. He sent a picture of a beef pocket.
He did. He was listening to a podcast. And
Another one of my warm hearts that your husband had a chomps in his pocket as well.
he did. He loves a chomps.
Yes, he does.
And he came home with this bag full of spice. We're talking curries. We're talking saffron.
Garam masalas.
All of it.
All of it.
And last night he came in the door. He immediately went to work. Granted, jet lagged, exhausted.
He does not exist on this plane of existence.
He can't.
He transcends jet lag.
He transcends time zones.
He transcends time zones.
Mm-hmm. He doesn't know where he is or what day it is.
Listen, I'm not trying to jump the gun.
Okay.
We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
But there's a new thing in my algorithm. It's a guy named Shabazz Says.
Okay.
And all he does is he lays there with like a Snuggie blanket on his head.
I'm in.
And he does a segment called I'm Rich, You're Poor, where he talks about how rich he is and tells you how poor you are and makes fun of you.
Oh, that sounds great.
And when you were talking about India, the first one I ever saw is he's like, and this is how he talks. He goes, on today's episode of I'm Rich, You're Poor, we're going to talk about how I organize my spice drawer. Because I can afford spices, exotic spices from all over the world. You can't even afford a drawer because you're poor. And then he goes through and he's like, I've got saffron.
And he's
just laying there in a Snuggie.
He doesn't even show you the spice drawer?
Yeah. No. Well, no, he should. No, it's a video of someone else doing it and he talks about it.
Oh,
yeah.
He voiceovers it.
Yeah, and he just sits there side by side duetting it.
Oh, I like that.
On today's episode of I'm Rich, You're Poor, we talk about my decorative ice and my icebox. You can't even afford an icebox because you're poor. Because you're poor, Parvo.
I actually love that.
Yeah. There's one where a lady, it starts with a lady going, every home needs to have a wealth corner. And it cuts to him and he goes, not every home, not yours, because you're poor.
I like that.
On today's episode of I'm Rich, You're Poor, we're going to talk about the difference between business class and first class. And what does it matter to you? You can't afford either because you're poor.
I like it. What's his name?
Because you're Parvo. Shabazz Says.
Shabazz.
And I love it.
Yeah.
But anyway, just the exotic spices from all over the world.
It is.
That's what it made me think of.
It is. Well, so Jeff normally when he travels doesn't get to see a lot of this, the places where he is because they're in conference rooms, they're in exhibition halls or whatever.
Right.
Hotels, offices, whatever. But this time they set aside a day, his Indian colleagues, where they took him out around and showed him showed him some of the sights, and they took him shopping for spices because they know he loves to cook and all these things. So immediately,
and he can afford exotic spices from all over the world.
This is true of him. So he walks in the door, greets everyone, immediately gets to work on a butter chicken.
Oh,
just like immediately,
right off the tarmac.
Yep.
Starts cooking it up.
You think I'm kidding?
I don't.
Comes in.
I know the man.
Unpacks the spices and gets to work.
Yeah, he does.
And I just pull up a chair and I watch.
Sure.
And it was a delight. And I'll tell you what about that butter chicken.
I would pull up a chair and watch the man do anything.
Right?
He's just a dish. He's a spicy dish.
He is.
Yeah.
In and of himself.
Yeah, well, sure. Even without the exotic spices from all over the world.
It was delicious butter chicken. And when you get it here, you can order it with a little spice. But this had a little kick to it, and I was here for it.
Well, it's authentic. He brought back the goods.
The goods. Oh, it was so good.
I want that.
I know.
Here's the thing, though.
What?
He sent it to both of us. He sent it in a group chat.
He did.
He said, hey,
I'm bringing back the spices.
I'm bringing back spices, and I'm going to make awesome stuff.
For the family.
I got really excited. And then he went and made you stuff?
Well,
he didn't make me stuff before he made his wife and children stuff?
That's exactly what happened.
Sort of a selfish.
You don't live with him. I know you like to.
It's not for lack of trying.
I know.
I've been trying to get him to get a little bungalow with me for years.
They really talk about this.
Just a couple guys.
A couple dudes.
Just a couple fellas spicing it up.
That's true.
It's what a real odd couple. This one's a little disheveled and messy. This one's meticulous and clean, but they're both spicy. Tuesdays on ABC.
Yes.
Spicing Buddies.
Two spicy dudes.
Two Spicy Dudes. That's what it's called. Next week on Two Spicy Dudes.
We make a masala.
But it's not a cooking show. It's a buddy sitcom.
Yeah.
Where it's we get into just hijinks.
The spice of life.
There's the tagline right there. What was it? Two
spicy dudes.
Two Spicy Dudes. Working title.
Yes.
Just greenlit by ABC.
just right out of the gate. We don't even need to know who's in it.
No.
We don't need to know what it's about.
We know that there are two dudes, and we know, we know about those dudes. They're spicy.
It's spicy.
It's spicy. And listen, I would watch that show.
And would Lindsay and I be involved? Also, why are these two married guys?
Let me answer your question with a question. Are you a spicy dude? Then no.
But,
okay. Invitation only. You can be in the live studio audience.
Just laughing. It's just me and Lindsay.
Yeah.
Laughing.
Yeah. Just we make a joke and then it's just just one person.
No, Lindsay and I and the kids. There would be so many questions.
Yeah.
Why are these two dads not living with their families?
Well, it's because why
are they in this tiny home in the woods?
It's because they're spicy dudes.
Okay.
No, don't discount this. If a dude's spicy,
too late.
You know what he does?
Okay.
He finds another spicy dude.
Sure.
And they get a bungalow. And they make a show about it.
They go on adventures.
And everybody else can just do their own thing.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Tuesdays on ABC.
The spice of life. But I do love Indian food. And I will say...
We gotta tie a bow on that little two spicy dudes tangent. Anyway,
I was going somewhere with that. But what I'm saying is it was spicy.
God,
it was spicy. And when you have butter chicken in the States, it's not the same. But I will say what I love is the Trader Joe's butter chicken frozen dinner.
Okay.
And this reminded me, I went down a rabbit trail in my mind.
Okay.
A mind rabbit trail.
Yeah.
About things that I used to eat in the 90s, the 90s.
Uh-huh.
Things that when I would come home from school, I'd get off the bus and I would walk home. I'd walk into the house.
Bus 20. We rode Bus 20.
Did we really? How did you remember that?
Because I'm not dumb.
That is incredible to me.
We were bus 14 at one point, and then we moved, and then we were Bus 20.
Oh my!
You don't remember because you were sitting in the front of the bus with all the nerds, and I was sitting in the back of the bus causing trouble,
like all the cool kids,
like
the spicy dudes,
like Barth Simpson. I was back there like Denise the Menace. I was back there doing my thing, just cruising for hot babes, shooting sling shoots,
out the window.
I was shooting sling shoots at stop signs, and then I was going back and stealing those stop signs later and hanging them up in my room.
And I was up there with my violin case and my book.
You were reading Emily Dickinson and humming Tchaikovsky.
Anne of Green Gables. Okay,
dude, you with a violin case. My favorite thing ever is the middle school, or was it elementary school performance of Tequila. And then when they reached the end of the stanza, and then everyone held up their bows and went, Tequila.
And we were fifth graders, guys.
And then back to nothing is worse than just the cacophony of poorly played, out of tune strings instruments. The only thing that rivals it is 100 kids playing hot cross buns on a recorder at the same time.
The devil's flute.
It is truly it is what summons the Prince of Darkness. It summons Hades when any of you gather together and play your recorders. Hot cross buns. Ring, ring, ring.
You're the best part.
Ring, ring.
It's so bad.
Tequila.
Asher they're doing a thing with recorders right now. He's in 5th grade, my middle son, and they are doing a recorder, whatever unit in their music class. And he has yet to bring it home, and I am so grateful.
Oh my gosh.
The best part of that tequila performance was when
they gave us all shots of tequila at the end.
Right. If the waiters came out with trays of tequila shots. No, but when, which first of all, why was that okay? Why was that okay?
It wasn't. That's why it's amazing.
For the children to play that song.
Yeah.
But I just remember we went into would we call this the bridge? The
sure.
The chorus? What is that?
Hearing you guys play it, we don't call it anything.
We're not sure what it is.
We call it just awful
Right.
is what we call it.
So we went through the re probably like 4 times. And then we tried to go into the next section of the piece and it fell apart,
Of course it did.
as you can imagine.
Yeah.
And our conductor, our teacher just looked at us.
Your maestro.
Our maestro looked at us, and I cannot recall her name. She was lovely. She had red hair. I remember
she can't recall her name
she
at
probably
this
not
point.
at this
Not
point.
after that. All complete and total loss of sense of self.
Mind bladder.
She stood there in front of you, waving her stupid little baton, thinking. I was looking at the back of her head, and I was a child, but just from the back of her head, I could see her questioning all of her life choices in that moment.
She probably was.
What have I done to get here? Standing in front of this group of children
Of 10-year-olds.
playing Tequila from Pee-wee's Big Adventure on their violins, out of tune and out of time, and then all together in the most half-hearted refrain. Tequila.
You know what? She's the one who chose that piece out of all the music in the world. Anyway, I remember her looking at us and just going, just stop.
Yep. Yeah.
Just stop.
Yep.
And we did. And we took a bow.
That was the mantra that she said to herself in the mirror when she went home as well. Dude, I got to tell you this right now. You guys absolutely tumped over her mind platter that day. Man. She quite literally had the worst day any human being has ever had watching you lot play that song so badly. And the funny thing is, it's like if one kid's playing it, it's like they can kind of autocorrect and get back where they're going. But man, you got a runaway train on your hands when that many kids are trying to play a song that they have no business trying to play. That's why she had to just pull the ripcord and say, just stop. Oh gosh.
Listen, God bless an elementary music teacher.
Truly. Honestly has to be up there with one of the most difficult professions because you are wrangling some profoundly unprepared students to do something.
And here's the thing. You have such a love for music.
Right. And that's not what she was hearing. Do you know what she developed a love for? Tequila. That's what she developed a love for because
and that's how we tie a bow on that.
She needed it.
She needed it for her mind platter. Anyway, we took an aside here, but
anyway, I love Indian food.
Bus,
it's spicy. Guys, if there's one thing I know is that I love Indian food.
It's so good. Sometimes when we're eating it, I make Jeff be quiet so I can savor every bite.
Because if he's overwhelming one of my senses talking at me.
It's true. No, listen. So when I would drag my violin case home from the bus stop, I would walk into the house. What things would be in our pantry to snacky snack?
Wow. We didn't always have the best snacks.
No.
To get a sugary snack, I had to sneak over to Spencer Campbell's house. And I did it.
Yeah.
We did it.
Yeah.
I'd go over to Spency's house.
What'd you get?
We'd eat Oreos.
Oh.
We'd take a double stuffed Oreo.
Oh, yes.
We'd take the top off.
Yep.
Take another double stuffed Oreo. Take the top off. Smash them together, make a quadruple stuffed Oreo.
Oh, man, what's better?
What's better? Doing that and watching HBO because we didn't have that either. I'll tell you what, wild times at Spencer's
Crindy's
house.
so upset right now.
Yeah,
She's learning this for the first time.
Guess what? I'm an adult man, and I can watch HBO and eat Oreos all I want now.
That's right.
You failed.
That's all you ever wanted.
You failed as a mother. I'm an absolute deviant.
That's all you ever wanted.
No,
in life.
I remember staples in our pantry. We always had grape nuts cereal.
Always.
That was a HB
Harry B's favorite
item. What did we have in there? You're going to have to do this. I don't remember the snacks because at that point in my life, I didn't look at them. I just shoved them straight into my face.
Sure.
I didn't look at them.
No. And also you and I had a flashback the other day because my boys do this and it drives me crazy. And it's because it's linked to my childhood. When you open up the fridge and there's an empty milk carton in there. I remember watching you open the fridge.
Yeah.
And just gulp, 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 straight from the jug.
Yeah, always.
Empty.
I wouldn't. No.
Put it back in.
No, I was more strategic about it. I would leave just enough to justify. Like that's like
To justify putting it back in.
someone could moisten some cereal with that.
Some grape nuts.
You're just a light
Dampen your grape nuts.
Just a light dampening of your grape nuts because we don't need to douse the grape nuts.
No.
So I would always leave just enough. And if ever I got a little too overzealous when I was drinking the milk, I have been known to hold it under the faucet and give it just a little bit, shake it up, and leave some milk water in there.
That's sociopath behavior. Who does that?
His family. A growing boy.
Okay.
Who needs milk?
Deviant.
Yeah, well, I've grown into one.
Well,
and
I don't think that's in question.
Whatever.
And then when the milk would be gone and I'd be trying to eat grape nuts, I'd be like, there's no milk. And then what would mom and dad say? Why don't you make some, you don't know, crunchy yogurt?
Oh, because you put the yogurt in the grape nuts.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, crunchy yogurt.
But I never did that because I always had plenty of milk.
I never needed to dampen it with yogurt.
I always knew when there was milk in the fridge, and then I would empty it, and then you guys are on your own. That's it. That's on you. And then we always had frozen orange juice concentrate.
We did.
It's just a brick of frozen orange juice concentrate.
And mom would Crindy would mix up the OJ and like
froth it up.
She called it what?
Frothy juice.
Close. Fluffy juice.
Fluffy juice.
Fluffy juice.
Yeah, I got that right.
Okay.
I didn't.
I'm disappointed.
I'm disappointed. The Ashley Engle story. Foreword by Brandon Birdwell.
Okay. But we grew up in the 90s. We were in 80s and 90s, but like when we would
the bulk of our time was 90s kids though, because we were old enough
to be latchkey kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we would come home, and if we did not, so Crindy taught at the middle school, and there was a convenience store called the Buy and Buy.
The Buy and Buy.
If we did
like
not,
buy as in purchase, and then bang.
Bang. And if we did not ride the bus home, we would go to her classroom, and she'd always be working, grading and whatnot. And so we could walk down to the Buy and Buy.
Yeah.
Never alone.
Yeah. No.
Always with a buddy.
Always with a buddy or a lady. That was always the best. When you go down there, you'd be like, hey, you want to borrow my starter jacket? And you pop your starter jacket on your lady, and it's like, that's how you claim her as your like middle school property. You're like, you're wearing my Michigan starter jacket. You go to the Buy and Buy with me. And then you walk down. You get a little slushy.
I was going to ask what you get at the Buy and Buy.
Whatever was sugariest and worst for me is what I got at the Buy and Buy.
Just fructose corn syrup in a cup.
HFCS, baby.
Baby. This was my standard purchase.
Crudité, veggie platter.
Yeah.
Indian food.
Sure.
I'm just trying to think of the nerdiest stuff you could have gotten at that age, but it's probably not what it is. What did you get at the Buy and Buy?
Charleston Chew.
Oh,
clearly Canadian.
Oh,
how about that for a 90s snack?
Listen, couple things.
Okay.
One, you know something that will forever be lost on the youth of today?
Charleston Chew.
Crystal Pepsi.
Crystal Pepsi.
That was a thing that existed.
Guys, for you guys in our younger demographic.
A rapidly expanding younger demographic.
Just so you know, Pepsi at one time had a clear option.
Yeah. And they really went all in on the advertising for it.
Yeah.
There is a commercial for it I watched just the other day because that's what I like to do. Sure. I like to go watch Crystal Pepsi commercials.
Vintage commercials.
Nope, Crystal Pepsi ones specifically.
Oh,
and
okay.
And it was like the cheesiest, most over the top thing ever. Had nothing to do with Crystal Pepsi because all it was just Pepsi that was clear.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
That's all it was.
It tasted like Pepsi, but it looked like Crystal.
It was the novelty of it.
Yeah. The Buy and Buy used to have a sign on it that said food, ice, milk, ice cream, hot sandwiches. It said it right across the top, and it was all one word. Like they didn't bother to separate it. Food, ice, milk, ice cream, hot sandwiches. And I was like, are you saying ice milk or ice and milk? But anyway, the only reason I remember that is because dear friend Ryan Lindsay was in a band at the time called the Fimiches, which stood for food, ice, milk, ice cream, hot sandwiches.
That's awesome.
And so that is stuck in my head.
That's a really good story.
Thank you. And honestly, I don't know whether to be flattered because you really like that story or upset that you don't say that after every single story I ever tell. Because
no.
Oh, okay. Well,
Okay, then.
Double down on it, I guess.
Double down. But man, I felt such independence walking down to the Buy and Buy from a Charleston chew.
It was, it was.
I would also buy 2 pieces of, they used to have loose candy and gum, just like single pieces in these bottom baskets below all the other candies. And so I would buy 2 pieces of Super Bubble that I would chew hard as a rock.
Yeah, yeah.
I broke so many teeth on a Charleston chew and a Super Bubble. And then I'd walk back to the middle school and the flavor would be gone halfway back.
Yeah, it's not a flavor. It doesn't hold the flavor.
Super Bubble is trash.
You really don't sponsor a Super Bubble. Jeez. Like, we cannot afford to be upsetting potential corporate suitors.
Sponsor us, Crystal Pepsi.
Can we, just for a second, imagine, can we live in a world where Pepsi decides to bring back Crystal Pepsi?
I bet they do.
And we're the people they decide to let, like, hawk it.
If anybody has any contacts, make that happen.
Man, when Coca-Cola came out with Coke Zero, I had a friend. His name was Eric.
Hi, Eric.
Hey, Eric. And he got a job. Like, literally, he was like on the Coke Zero street team. And it was when we were in college. What they did is, it was before Coke Zero was rolled out. And they would send college-age kids out to stand in front of the Walmart and just hand out free bottles of Coke Zero.
Like a marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Eric had a brilliant idea that he didn't want to do that.
Sure.
So he just brought all the Coke Zeros to my house. And we had so much Coke Zero for that summer. We had a piano that was lined with empty Coke Zero bottles.
Yeah.
You know, like how dudes will have like their old like
Yes.
beer bottles and liquor bottles. Not at our house. A bunch of spicy dudes with our Coke Zero.
Coke Zero.
And every now and again, I would be up in my bed, laying down, and I would hear someone hanging out downstairs, and someone inevitably would think it was just fun to sweep them all off of the top of the piano just to make the noise.
Plastic bottles.
Ted did it once.
I did. Hey, Ted.
Hey, Ted, cool job with those bottles.
Cool guy stuff. Spicy dude. I wanted to give our listeners an Operation Al Dente update.
Okay.
And this comes as a surprise to you that I even have an update because you know what you haven't done. Giving me a fitness plan.
No, I haven't. But like again, that's very on brand for me to not do the thing that you asked me to do.
I even texted you and said, "Will you make me a fitness plan?"
And I said, "Yeah."
You did.
Yeah. I'm great at saying yes
that answer still stands.
I'm really good at saying yes to things like that.
Yeah.
It's the doing.
Sure.
Because here's the thing.
Okay.
It's just 3 letters to say yes. The doing.
Takes a lot more.
I don't want to do that.
I get it.
But I'll do it. Here's the thing. Curls.
Yeah.
Curls for the girls. Press it over the top.
Yes.
Squats.
Write these down. So I took it upon
Write
myself.
these down, listeners.
Write these down.
Because these will help.
These will help. No, I took it upon myself to find one that I could begin with.
Okay.
And so I'll run it by you and you can make changes.
Your husband has a one.
What?
It's called MAPS.
I know,
MAPS
but is that
anabolic.
appropriate for my body type and for
Yes.
Operation Al Dente?
Yes, underway. There's stuff in there that's good, and it can be modified for girls.
Okay. Well, anyway, guys.
Girls can't handle a groundhog, but they can lift weights.
Sure we can.
It's the fact.
It's a fact. So, guys, for those of you wondering what I'm talking about, I said last week that I was going to begin a fitness program, a weight training program, because I used to be in the best shape of my life.
That is to me. So we've lots of times said the same thing on multiple episodes.
Right.
I think the most repeated thing in the history of this podcast is Ashley saying that she was at one point in the best shape of her life.
And it was pre-pandemic.
How much you want to bet I could throw this football over that mountain?
over there. You're going to have to take my word for it. But anyway, guys, I have put it on my vision board for 2023 that I would like to firm up my noodly arms, hence the name of the fitness program, Operation Al Dente.
It's a culinary term. It means,
for our listeners in Italy.
Al dente means of the tooth.
That's not true.
Toothsome.
Is this it really?
Yeah, because it has chew. Google that, producer.
Anyway, it's underway. I'm a little bit sore today, but I have begun my weight training. So just wanted to update you guys because I need accountability, and knowing that I'll let you down, as if any of you care.
Al dente of food, typically pasta, cooked as if to be firm when bitten. But we're going to need to have producer dig into the
meaning of that.
The meaning of that.
Which reminds me, I watched My Big Fat Greek Wedding the other day, and it reminds me of the dad where he's like, the root word is Greek, and everything comes from a Greek root word.
And
so
what?
yeah, My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, started Operation Al Dente.
Did you?
Okay.
Did you start it?
I did start it. I was talking about, and that's why I'm sore today.
Oh.
But it's a good sore.
I'm sore from sending that text asking you to set up a weight training
That's
program
right.
for me.
But you know when you start something like that and you dread the soreness, but then also it's so good because it's a reminder that you're actually doing something.
Yes.
It's a good feeling. I'm getting control of my eating, trying to be a mindful eater, mindful drinker, mindful weight trainer.
The best way to be a mindful eater is just to say, Jeff, shut up so I can savor this, because all of my senses need to be focused on these exotic spices from around the world.
Enjoy this Indian food. Mm-hmm. Anyway, how's your algorithm? How was it this week?
My algorithm this week actually kind of just picked up with Shabazz Says.
Yeah, I really like that one.
Yeah, it's a good one. We also have...
Oh my God.
Yeah. What I like to do is I like to have it hidden in the track. Yeah, so
That hurts so bad.
no, it's fine, guys. Okay, so she has removed her headphones. The joke is over because she has removed her head.
Keep your hands to yourself. Okay? Keep your hands in your lap. I'm not doing that again.
I just was, listen, hey guys, my algorithm, yes, Shabazz Says has jumped in there. Jeremy Fragrance went away briefly, but now he's back.
Okay.
I wonder if it's because of Kalanta Coffee.
She's edging him out.
She is. We discussed earlier today, and we didn't discuss after this. Otters have come in pretty strong.
Otters are in every
But do you know who's joined them now? Seals.
Seals.
And do you know who else has joined them?
Who?
Beavers.
Oh, because of the thing. Have you seen the one
The beaver that makes the dam in the house.
hallway?
Yeah, that's
that
the
beaver
one.
is in rehab. Did you read the comment?
That beaver couldn't handle his sauce.
No, he was wounded, I think, and that's part of his like rehab is continuing to do like his instinctual practice of building a dam in the hallway.
He's on the 8th step, which is making amends, and I'm still waiting on the call from him because his negative behaviors have affected me in the following ways. 1, he has rerouted all of my water sources. 2, he has destroyed all of my trees.
None of my tables have legs
None
anymore.
of my tables have legs anymore. No, so beavers are in my algorithm now.
Okay, I've got more critters for you. Hedgehogs.
Okay.
And I sent you one. Toucans.
Toucans.
They're in there.
I don't know.
I don't know either,
I don't know
guys.
what to do with
But
it.
I cannot tell you the number of otters that have been flooding in to our DMs. People are getting ottered out here.
I just really want somebody to set up like a fake account that's just called an otter, and then to actually DM you and be like, "What's up? What's up, shouty?
Somebody's going to do
What's
it.
going on?"
The cutest one this week, I probably got this one 5 or 6 times from you guys. It's the one where the otters come up and they've cut out little holes in the wall and the otters put their paws out.
Yeah.
And then people can hold hands with them.
Yeah.
Which I wonder about the hygiene there.
Diseased.
And is not from, I'm afraid the otters will get sick.
No, the people are diseased. Is what I mean.
Humans are gross.
People who touch otters are diseased.
I know. I hope it's safe for them.
I like that you just went right into that. You're like, yeah, I know.
I know.
Those sick people.
Yeah.
They're gross human hands.
Gross human hands. These otters they're fine. We have a Crindy reviews, but it's not super detailed. Here's what Crindy says. Crindy reviews 1923 because the new season began on February 5th, which was this past Sunday. She says, 1923, I'm not sure I can handle it anymore. That's all.
Oh, okay. Well,
That's it.
that's a good hard cut on the music.
I know. And I'm watching 1923, and I have not yet begun the new season.
Can you handle it anymore?
I haven't started. Well, I've started the new. Okay. There's only one season.
Okay, let's get into it.
But it's halfway done, and they just released the second, like the newest episode, and I haven't watched it yet because I was waiting for my husband because I'm a good wife.
Yeah, but joke's on you because we watched the whole series in our bungalow together while cooking spicy dishes.
Man.
Yeah. So he's just going to be doing that thing where he pretends like it's the first time he's watched it,
Yeah.
but he's a liar.
You said you were in India. How do you know what happened to Harrison Ford's character?
Gosh, those shows have really
What have they ever done to
infiltrated my
you? You haven't watched them.
I haven't. They've infiltrated my life though. Everybody is watching them.
Yeah, because they're great.
Wow.
And you're missing out.
I wouldn't say that I have been missing.
This is a good segue. What you watching, reading, or listening to?
Well, this is not a good thing,
Okay.
but it's Bachelor season. So that's been going on in my house.
So what are we doing? What's this season?
Well,
Are
first
we
and foremost,
chiller or
it's-
chillette?
it's the most dramatic season in the history of The Bachelor,
It always is.
as is every single one of them.
Yeah.
It's chiller,
Okay.
and he's
Who is he?
his name's I don't know, Jack,
Chad.
John, Ryan, Jarnk. His name's Jarnk, and he's a bachelor.
Cheuigin.
His name's Cheuginators Bachelor, and he's a man from the Midwest with he grew up on 3 square meals a day, pitching hay.
Is he a cowboy?
Big thick chest and strong jaw.
Burley.
Looks like a milk toasty feller.
Okay.
Doesn't have a lot to say.
Okay. But he's good to look at, eh?
Well, I mean, he looks
That's the
he looks
qualification.
like the rest of them.
What does he do for a living?
He pitching hay.
Okay.
3 squares a day.
He's a farmer?
Nope, I don't know what he does.
Is he a pilot? It's time for another pilot
What he
or
does-
a pro athlete.
What he does
A banker?
for a living right now is he sips cocktails and asks if people are there for the right reasons.
Sure.
That's what he does. And
He does it well.
There's been some drama between the ladies already. It's
Oh, no.
it's spicy.
Yeah.
Spicy season.
How many episodes in are we?
I don't know.
Okay. Well,
Enough
I haven't watched.
to know that the marriage isn't going to last.
Save yourself the time, guys.
Enough to know that Neil Lane's got a return on his hands.
But we keep going back.
Yeah, because because we hate ourselves. That's why we keep coming back.
We keep going back because you know what? We're all holding out hope. We keep coming back because we believe in love.
Yeah, and and that's what this show's about. And what I love is that once we finish a season of this, they're like, you've had your fill of this sappy nonsense. Back to Bachelor in Paradise, where they send all the ridiculous people who belong on Real World Road Rules Challenge. Really,
That's we talked about all the vibes.
they're vibing.
They're vibing.
It's
out
Vibe City out there.
there on that beach.
Dudes walking around in the nude.
Vibing,
People just going over to Wells and sipping cocktails and just
dishing
dishing
with Wells.
dishing on who Sarah's smooching over there on the cabanis. Hanging out over in the gazebo with Rockhold with Tarzan Boy, just hanging out over there, just really like playing frisbee on the beach, doing push-em-ups.
Way to save it.
Time to get everybody's getting. Well, you got to get out here and get. Oh, I traveled with my tension band so I can get a little.
Listen, they're
Pump.
always working out in the sand.
Yeah, it's because they want to like. It's just. It's
They're
how
always doing their custom workouts
It's
in
how
the sand.
It's how they're flexing for the ladies.
really
and the
is.
ladies just sit up there and they're like, that's what they sound like.
It's not okay to watch
I know I'm in a relationship with this guy, but this guy just came down the stairs.
with his tension bands.
Dude, I would not make it on Bachelor in Paradise. Not because I don't
Why
care for,
not?
I would sweat my shirts. I would be the sweatiest.
So humid.
I would be the sweatiest person in the history of television.
And isn't it? There have been several people on the last season of Bachelor in Paradise. I am ashamed that I watched it, guys, but I already shared. This should come as no surprise to you.
I'm not surprised.
I know it's like you're already disappointed in me, so it's fine. We can talk about it. There were people on that season who were so sweaty.
Yeah, it seems awful.
You and I are sweaters.
Brandon, will you accept this roll-on deodorant? Yes, I will.
Here's a towel.
Yes, I will. Brandon, will you accept this dish towel to dab off your dewy face?
The rose? I don't want that.
I don't need
Give
a rose.
me the towel.
Is a rose going to make me less of a human swamp?
It's so humid there. And there's no AC. There are crabs in their rooms.
Crabs
there are
in the rooms.
lizards.
Lizards.
Sand everywhere. No AC.
Paradise, nothing.
Paradise
I
Lost.
don't need... It's better. It was better than mine.
Literature humor.
Yep, sitting in the front of the bus.
It's true.
I'm back here.
With my violin.
I'm in the back of the bus sweating. And you're up front.
Causing trouble back there with your spicy dudes.
Spicy dudes and sling shoots.
So we've still been watching New Girl, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm into the part of the seasons where Megan Fox is on there.
I don't like that.
Well, it wasn't a great switch, but what it was is that Zooey Deschanel on the show had jury duty, but in real life she was having a baby.
But in real life, she was having a baby.
Mm-hmm. And so they brought in Megan Fox to be Nick Miller's. I'm mixing actor and character names.
Yeah, I don't know Nick Miller's real name. He's Nick Miller.
He's Nick Miller forever and always. But anyway, to be his love interest. And there's some really funny moments in that season.
I don't like it.
I missed.
I don't like that. I don't like that switch up. I feel like when you had Coach and Winston, they like kind of moved because their characters were both funny, and like I feel like
They had a good dynamic.
But like to do away with the new girl.
Yeah. You're going to bring in this other gal.
Yeah.
And that's what that season
and
was
that's
called.
what they call it. Tune in next week for this other gal. Just really, really setting her up for success right out of the gate. Here she comes. This other gal. Nothing new about her.
Nothing new about her. She old.
I love that
She's not.
That they used jury duty as the way to get her off the show. Mm-hmm. Jury duty. Have you ever had jury duty?
I have never
Same.
had. I thought of this the other day.
Yeah.
Is that weird that we've never? Because I know people who've been summoned multiple times.
I don't know, but don't like that we're putting this out there because
The government is listening.
we're about finna get some jury duty, y'all.
Listen, we're about to get dutied. If I get a
Hey, there we go.
if I get a letter this week summoning me for jury duty, I don't know what I'll do.
You'll know that Biden's listening to our podcast.
They're listening.
They're listening. Otters, jury duty, rehab beavers,
Other girl.
other girls,
Other gal.
other gal.
So we've been watching that. I watched a documentary. I've watched part of it on Netflix.
God, you're that person. Oh, I watched this documentary. Well, I watched part of it.
Well, I say part of it because if you look at my Netflix, it shows that I've completed it, but I was asleep for part of it.
Okay.
Is what I'm saying.
I have
So-
a whole bunch of shows
Like that.
that have been air quotes watched.
You can see.
because Brandon took a little nappy nap,
A little snooze.
for the back half.
So there's some parts in the middle that are a little fuzzy for me, but I'm going to go back and watch. I think I don't know. I think I learned what I needed to.
This segment is really good.
Stop.
We should do this more often.
Okay, stop. It is called Gunther's Millions, and it's on Netflix. And you'll know it because the cover of it is a German Shepherd.
Okay.
Beautiful animal.
Does
The German
a
Shepherd.
dog inherit millions?
Well, I'm not going to spoil it for you.
Well,
I'm just going to tell you that
you
it's
would
one
have
of
to
the weirdest things
you
I've
would
ever
have to
seen.
spoil it for yourself. You haven't even seen it.
I've seen all I need to see. It's one of the weirdest, most twisted up, tossed up stories.
Like a bowl full of Caesar salad tossed up.
It's one of the wildest stories ever. So if you're a documentary person, You might fall asleep for part of it, but you might also really enjoy it.
Glowing, but don't take my word for it.
No, but anyway, if you like a documentary, it's a
if you like a documentary and if you like a nap more, you'll love Gunther's Millions.
Love Gunther's Millions. That really was the worst review.
It really was.
Ever.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Started it, couldn't finish it.
Watch it, guys.
Fell asleep. I saw what I needed to see.
Oh my God.
Nothing else you had to offer was worthwhile, Gunther.
Okay, anyway. Guys, we would like to come to you at this time and ask you for ratings and reviews. We received the most lovely, glowing review this week.
Glowing.
And
not like Ashley's review of Gunther's Millions.
And we want to share it with you in an effort to prompt you all. If you haven't reviewed the pod, please do that, because it helps us so much. And if we're going to grow this Gen Z audience, we need it.
We need it big.
So this is from Lishi Liu, and the title is 2 episodes a week, please. So dear.
No. First off, no. No on 2 episodes a week.
We don't have the capacity. I listen on Spotify, but came over to Apple Pods just to leave a review. This podcast brings me so much joy. In fact, other drivers are probably concerned by the sight of me laughing in my car, hysterically alone in my car at stoplights when I listen on the way to work. Don't get me wrong, I love my family, but I wish I was in this one. Oh, Lishi Liu, you are.
Be careful what you wish for, Lishi Liu.
We'll show up. We're here to bring the spice. This show made podcast binging a thing for me, and I have no regrets. Thank you, Lishi Liu. But guys, it really does help with the metrics and the things and the algorithm, all the things. Yeah. So leave a review.
Yeah, do it.
What's your warm heart?
Warm heart. I, at the beginning of the year for my Mind Platter, decided I wanted to continue focusing on creative activities and collaboration with people that I enjoy working with. And I've been doing a lot of that. Did a lot of that yesterday with Michael Trepanier and just been working on fun creative stuff. So that's my warm heart lately. What's yours?
That. Mine is the greetings that Jeff had with the kids when he got home. So dear. Right before he started making butter chicken.
Mine's actually just heartburn from the butter chicken. Hey guys, thanks for listening to Cold Hands, Warm Hearts. You know, I feel like we did it.
We did it.
We made it. We did, guys. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.